Hello Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another historic gameplay video. Yes, we are going to a different format apart from Standard and Brawl. And because I wanted to build a deck around Avatar Aang. Now, Avatar Aang is obviously from Avatar The Last Airbender set. And it's a very powerful card, if somewhat incredibly hard to utilise. So who is he? He is a 4-mana 4/4 in red, green, white and blue. So the only colour missing is black. And he's flying, has 5 bend and 2, and says whenever you water bend, earth bend, fire bend, or air bend, you draw a card. Then if you've done all 4 this turn, transform Avatar Aang into Aang, Master of Elements. A 6/6 flyer that reduces all spells we cast by Wooburg, so that is incredibly powerful. And at the beginning of each upkeep, we may transform Aang, Master of Elements, back into Avatar Aang. If we do, we gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, put 4+1/+1 counters on him, and he deals 4 damage to each opponent. Now that is incredible. However, as you can imagine, doing all of the bending in one turn is incredibly tough. And if you've done it, you've also drawn 4 cards as well as that. So it is pretty much an I win. But it's not impossible to do in Standard, although I imagine it'd be very, very difficult. But we can cheat it with Moon Mist, a card from about a decade ago, maybe more. 2-mana instant, transform all humans, prevent all combat damage that we dealt this turn by creatures other than werewolves and wolves. So obviously this was meant to be flavorful of turning humans into werewolves, and we do have some humans that turn into werewolves, but obviously it is great at transforming Aang. So what other transforming creatures do we have? We have Aang at the Crossroads. 5-mana 3/3 flying. When it enters the top 5 cards of our library, may put a creature card mana value 4 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. When another creature we control leaves the battlefield, we transform Aang into Aang, Destined Savior. 4/4 flyer. Land creatures we control have vigilance. Beginning of combat on our turn, we earthbend 2. Interestingly, this would be one of the ways that we can transform Avatar Aang naturally, by having an ability that lets us do one of the bending without spending mana, such as Earthbend. We also have the other Aang, Swift Saviour, 3-mana 2/3, flash and flying. When it enters, we airbend up to 1 other target creature or spell, and we can waterbend 8 to transform Aang. So again, we could actually, if we had enough mana, which is highly unlikely, we could flash this thing, airbend something, waterbend for 8, Earthbend from Aang, Destin Saviour, and then attack with firebending and transforming. But if you're doing that, transform Avatar Aang. But if you're doing that, you're probably going to win anyway. Now, non-Avatar Aang cards, we have transforming cards. Brutal Cathar, 3-mana 2/2. When it enters or transforms back into Brutal Cathar, exile target creature and opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield, and it has a Daybound, Nightbound cycle. So when you play a card with Daybound and Nightbound, it activates it. It starts at Daybound, and basically any turn where whoever's turn it is, so your turn, if you play no card spells, it transforms to night time, and all werewolves transform into the other side, which would be Moonrage Brute, 3/3, first strike, ward, pay 3 life, and then if a player casts 2 spells in their turn, it transforms back into day, transforming back into the human side. So rounding that off, we have Howlpack Piper, a 4-mana 2/2, can't be countered, and we can pay 2 and tap it. We may put a creature card from a hand on the battlefield. If it's a werewolf, untap this creature, activate as a sorcery. So this is a good way to maybe get one of our Aangs onto the battlefield if maybe our mana's not the best. Or because it's just cheaper, we might want to do it with the Piper and hold up Moon Mist or Heroic Intervention or Faithful Absence, just for extra interaction. And on its Wild Song Howler side, its werewolf side, so when it enters or transforms into a Howler, we look at the top 6 cards of the library, we may reveal a creature card from among them, put it into our hand. So that's a good way to help get more creatures. Then our top werewolf is a Caretaker, an absolutely bonkers card, 6-mana 4/4 of Hexproof. Beginning of combat on our turn, we put 2+1/+1 counters on another target creature we control. But then the other side, Hollow Henge Huntmaster, is a 6/6 hexproof. Other permanents we control have hexproof. And again, with combat on our turn, we put 2+1/+1 counters on each creature we control. So that is just going to be a real game changer. And obviously, if we transform these either through Moon Mist or the whole Daybound, Nightbound cycle, it's absolutely bonkers. The only other transforming card that we have is Jaren, Corrupted Bishop, and you could easily remove this one. I just wanted to see it for fun, but I never actually got to transform it. So 3-mana 2/3. When it enters or another non-token human we control dies, we lose 1 life and create a 1/1 white human creature token. And we can pay 2 to give target human we control gains lifelink at the end of turn, so that can help us go into the long game. And we're going to have an end step. If we have exactly 13 life, we may pay 6 if we do transform Gerard into Ormondale the Corruptor, 6/6 flying trample lifelink, and we can sack another creature, draw a card. So again, with Moon this can be absolutely busted. And round about deck, 4 Fateful Absence for removal, 4 Great Divide Guides because they are humans, and every creature in our deck is human on the front side. So we do have Cavern of Souls as well, and it fixes their mana because obviously it and each ally we control and all our Ang's allies. But it also makes every land tap for 1 mana of any colour, and 2 commons Heroic Intervention just for some protection. Mana base, as you'd imagine, is a bit squiffy since technically we are 5 colours, but we are mostly white and green. So we do have multiversal passage. Do have Desert Cenote, which is an alchemy land. If with a starting player enters tapped, and when it enters, we choose up to 2 colours from among cards in our hand, and we can tap colourless or 1 mana of those chosen cards. That's really good. Yeah, if we obviously we're going to have lots of multicolour spells in our hand, and obviously if we are the starting player, it enters untapped as well. Cavern of Souls, as I said, because we have 26 creatures and 26 humans, 1 Spiral's Headquarters, and a few of the surveil lands and a few of the base lands. So this is a really, really fun and kind of like just stupid deck. It has one more than I thought it would in Heroic, and it can get into the long game because there's quite a bit of interaction between Fateful Absence, Brutal Cathar, and Ang Swift Saviour, and obviously everything else just really helps you go. Avatar Ang is also a card drawing engine. When it attacks, it 5 bends and it draws a card. And if you Ang Swift Saviour, it'll draw a card, and then you'll draw a card if you have a Ang at the Crossroads transformed as well. So really, really fun. And if you can transform Avatar Ang into Master of Elements, you just get a huge amount of value. You're having a 6/6 that reduces the cost of everything by Wooburg, and that does include generic mana. So essentially everything that's like a Great Divide Guide will be 0 because it's reduces by everything. You know, I think the only card I think that isn't reduced to 0 is Overblock Caretaker, so we've got 2 green. So just ridiculously powerful. But it's a really fun deck. Hope you enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe. Like, give a shout out to my patrons, Arcadius, Michal, Thomas, and Adrian. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you everyone else for your support, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. Our opponent goes first. We've got lots of removal. Do we need to use that removal? Not at the moment, we don't. I wonder what they're trying to reanimate. We'll play you on red. And I suppose we can Fateful Absence something. Whether that is their Valgavos Faithful. But probably not. We'll play this on human. Let's flash in Ang. The fact that they've got Valgavos Favour and they've not put anything to the graveyard yet, it's a bit weird. If they activate the tar pit, we will happily remove it. I imagine Ang gets killed. Maybe. Well, there's an Ulamog in the graveyard. And there's another Fateful Absence. You dead as well? And there's an Arden. Have they got Zombify? Doesn't look like they do. Well, let's try and Brutal Cathar it. That's fine. There's a Chingotaxius. Wow. Obviously, they're just waiting for a way to get a card back. They don't have protection though, so that's good. I think we're going to like hold up Fateful Absence. Until we get the mana to be able to play Avatar Aang and then hold it up. We will protect our Moonrage Brute. Well, we can play out Jaren. And then hold up Fateful Absence again. They can surveil. Found in the third path into the graveyard. Ulamog. One more gone. And we still need a 6 land so we can Aang and Fateful Absence or Moon Mist. What do they get back? Arden. Yep. Maybe giving them card draw isn't the best idea. Well, we can transform Aang. I just wish we had another mana. Oh, Ulamog, at least Ulamog was X-File. But they're going to get Valgravoth. We'll steal their Arden. Can we transform? We can. Why didn't that transform? Weird. On human. We don't have any. Oh, I suppose we can cast Moon Mist for free. We do not. Oh no, we can transform because we can. No, we don't. Because we need green mana for Moon Mist. Oh, good. Well, I think that's probably just game. Because they're gaining 5 life every turn. And now we can't. Well, let's buff up Ang. And let's see if they hold back. I think I am going to transform him. We hit 4 lands. I got a Heroic Intervention and a land. That gives everything indestructible twice. So yeah, get a free attack. Do they take that free attack? They do. And we will block. So we'll go you there. We do get to draw. We find an Ang. They're down to 6. What I'm hoping we can do is airbend Cavero / Jinkataxius. Then, well, actually, we suppose we don't want a Moon Mist, do we? Well, I suppose we do, because then we could transform and back. How do they attack? all out. So we airbend you, and that does draw us a card. We moon mist. And our opponent scoops. Yeah, so that transforms. So obviously our werewolves aren't humans anymore, but it will transform Ang and Ang back onto the other sides, and it prevents all combat damage dealt other than werewolves and wolves. So none of their creatures will be dealing damage, and we can just smash in. We go first. Decent hand. We surveil. Yeah, we'll keep more lands for now. What? Oh, Great Divide Guide. So they're vehicles deck? Oh, a SRAM deck. Well, that's getting Brutal Cathard. And we'll play our Multiversal Passage on, it doesn't really matter, white. And next turn we can Avatar Ang. And hopefully we're not far away from finding a Moon Mist. Oh, there's a Smuggler's Copter. Oh, maybe we get down Big Ang. No, let's get down Avatar Ang. That's what we're here for. It can block the Smuggler's Copter. That was incredibly stupid of me. Oops. Yep, not sure what I was thinking there. Just stupidity. Let's see if it comes back to bite us. They have another Smuggler's Copter, and they draw because of this SRAM. Well, let's Big Boy Ang. Well, I say more expensive Ang, but cheaper. Let's try that one again, shall we? And we can attack. We draw. And then we can Fateful Absence, because I assume they do block. They do get to draw and discard a couple of times, but we do take out both their smugglers copters. Their Weatherlight completed has 2 counters on it. We can Ang Swift Saviour and Airbend maybe a Great Divide Guide to flip Ang at the crossroads. Okay, now we do that. I think we do it now because then we can draw. No, we can't draw, can we? Let's play out a Cavern again. Don't. They can crew that. That's not got reach. Hopefully they don't have any more possession engines. Yeah. We do get a transform Ang at the crossroads. They still haven't got anything. Oh, of course that can pilot, yeah. We'll take 5. Well, I think let's auto bend. We do have to be careful of the auto tapper because it is stupid. The auto tapper would have quite handily tapped Ang itself. Have we got a Savannah land? We do. And we swing in. Kind of annoying that Ang a lot does not have trample. Not have flying. They're down to 5. And the next turn, we should be fine. So as long as they don't have a sweeper, which they could do in a vehicle deck. Or have a lot of targeted removal, but they've only got 2 cards in hand, so. Wow. 4 1/1s. Well, we can take out the Dragonfly pilot with our brutal Cathar. We do have a lot of vehicles. Right, let us... Cathar! Oh no, it comes down as a Moonrage Brute. Well, let's go to combat. We'll Earthbend on to you. We buff our entire board. Because our lands have vigilance, they don't get a counter from Ang and La. So that's got to block Anne at Destined Saviour. Because it's the only thing with flying. And yeah, our opponent realises they are in trouble. We have a Moon Mist! Wow. We'll get this down to Surveil. We do need another land. So I'm going to play the Cenote on. Red and green. Next turn we can get down to the Brutal Cathar and exile Yorvo, sorry. And the turn after, Avatar Ang, and then we can Moon Mist. Or we could play the Great Divide Guide and Fateful Absence, their Dust Shell Crawler. Or Euro. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll take out Yorvo now. That way, if we draw land, we can Avatar Ang and then hold up Moon Mist. There's a Scourge. Well, we don't find a land. I think we've just got to risk it. Oh. Well, let's attack with Ang. And we're going to do it now. That way, because we can just play like everything out of our hand. And we'll get another Avatar Ang. We won't transform him. And obviously we have a Heroic Intervention. That's a lot of green mana. Good, good. We will decline. Really didn't want to land. Really didn't want another land. At least our howler transforms. And we'll grab a caretaker. I think I am going to transform it. Oh no, because we just kill him. Kill our opponent. There we go. Yes, I don't think it matters. We will keep the 8/8. There we go. Forgot about the 4 damage. Opponent goes first. I don't think I've even seen a moon mist. And we've seen it once or twice, which is quite frankly ridiculous. Oh, I think that's the first time I've seen heroic intervention as well. We're up against Is It. White and green. Onto a divide guide. Are we just going to get burnt out by Vivi? Oh. Let's take out their Malcolm. But I have a feeling we're about to get mana screwed. Or everything's just about to get abraded to hell. Yep, mana screwed. We have 25 lands. 24 lands. Yep. Well, there is a land. It is tapped. There was another land. We can flash Ang in and maybe ambush block the Malcolm. They do draw 2. I'll airbend the Alchemist and block Malcolm. And let's get down Avatar Ang. We'll play you on. It doesn't matter, but we do technically have a black card, and we'll hold back. What does the other side do? They can get an instant sorcery back from their graveyard. They're looking at Ang. They're looking at other Ang. A Moon Mist would be good. I've literally only seen it twice, I think, in like 7 or 8 games. I can get back in a braid. Well, I think. Well, we swing in. with Ang. We draw. We do hit a land. And I think, since we know they've drawn on a braid, we hold up heroic intervention. Next turn we can get the caretaker down. Which will buff our board and give everything hexproof if it's still night time. But obviously our opponent does want to play multiple spells a turn, so... I mean, you got back on a braid. Surely you want to use it. We're going to block you. We might still lose Ang. They might have an instant speed. Which means they'll probably be taking out Avatar Ang. Yeah. But we keep Swift Saviour. We'll hold back. Johan. Well, let's get down Ang at the crossroads. We'll get back, put in a piper. Let's buff our Ang at the crossroads. Next time we can put in Avatar Ang without casting a spell. I mean, if we found a Moon Mist, happy days. Are they going to sack the lackey to draw and create treasure? They are. That's 3 mana. Used. Obviously, an Izzet could have, well, a number of sweepers, but damage-based sweepers, so... Oh, they didn't cast a spell at all. Well, let's surveil. Everything now has hexproof. Don't need you. And I will get down Avatar Ang now. And we won't double spell because we don't want to go back to daytime. But everything's about to get chunky. Don't know why I just didn't click attack all there. You have to block. Because you've got 13 coming at you in the air. Or have you just knocked out? Yeah. You have things in response. But nothing can be targeted. That's why the Caretaker's really, really... I remember when it was in Standard. Are they going to try and burn us out? Because he doesn't give us hexproof. So it's not out of the realms of possibility. We can Fateful Absence that. I don't think they can do 6 to us with 2 mana. I don't think they can do 6 to us with no mana. Well, we've got an okay hand. I do like Ang, because I can find other Angs. We'll keep that. We can get down the Great Divide Guide. Hopefully it survives. I've got a Virtue. It's not going to survive, is it? Oh, they've got a Preacher. Well, there's another Great Divide Guide. I think... Let's get down Spar's Headquarters and let's Brutal Cathar the Preacher. And next turn, hopefully we can Ang. They have a Fable Passage. Obviously would like to find a Moon Mist. Oh, they have a Baser. Oh, there's another land. Oh, let's get down you. Ooh. Let's get down a Jaren. Or I suppose could have got Ang to transform Ang. I think they're like, what the hell is this deck? Bizarrely, a humans deck as well as a transforming deck. Well, yeah, Ang is about dying, and oh no, it just leaves the battlefield. Yeah, we will chump with you. Well, there is Ang. What do we do? I think we get down the Piper. And I think... Yeah, let's Earthbend you. Let's swing him. Fine, we'll just take out Zoraline. Obviously, we don't want to airbend Baser because they just get more value from it. That's going to be annoying. Well, let's carry on buffing you. We transform the Piper and Brutal Cathar for a might get the Averbrook Caretaker instead, because that is just very, very powerful. Well, let us flash in. Let's airbend Aclazots. And let's take out Beza. And let's get down the Caretaker. Earthbend onto you. Let's go a smash in.